All right, so I do individual penny um close-ups every once in a while when I find something interesting because I don't want the penny roll hunt to be super long. So, here we go. Just the one, the 1960. So what happened was when I during the penny roll hunt. All right, so here, I'm going to let you look at the penny. Let's see. Does it look any different with the light on or without? I like the contrast without. I'll turn it on and off periodically. Okay. So, do you notice anything odd about the coin? Well, the first thing, if you know anything about the 1960, there's a couple things to know off the bat. One is the 1960 comes in small and large date. Okay. The other thing to know is that the 1960 is a bronze cent. It has 2.5% tin in it. Okay, so those are two things just to know right off the bat. Another thing to know is that the 1960 also comes in a double die variety. Okay, so the first thing is the small and large date. Now, I cannot tell the difference between a small and large date, but what I always look for is I ask myself, I've seen enough of them that I'm like, when I look at that zero, I could just tell that that zero just looks a little bit. It looks thinner. It looks bigger than normal. I'm like, oh, for some reason that looks like a big zero. Okay. The other thing I noticed is, let me get my pointer out. All right. If you look at the word trust, the spacing between the S and the T is just is too is they're too far apart. It's just it looks too far apart. It looks just slightly, ever so slightly too far apart. Okay. So what? All right. So that's just looking at it from a distance. All right. Let's go a little closer in on the date. All right. We're a little closer now. The next thing I'm noticing is there's a little line here, right there, and right there on the zero. All right. What else? Okay. Now it's hard to see. It's hard for me to see. I already looked at this, but there's also something going on here. You see right there? That is doubling on the bottom of the nine. I'm gonna pause. I want to look at it again through my loop. And make sure it's not just to see if it can be mechanical doubling. So I'll add that caveat to it. Okay, so it doesn't look like mechanical doubling to me. It looks like doubling, like another shift. If I had to say something was mechanical doubling, I would say on the inside of the six. You see right there, that looks like mechanical doubling. But on the bottom of the nine, you probably can't see it. I don't know if the resolution is bad. Maybe there is better. But there's doubling on the bottom of the nine. Okay. Also, I don't know if you can see it. You see that little dark spot on the left of the six right there? Right there. There's a little dark spot. That's extra metal. Okay. Maybe there. There you go. Right there. That's extra metal. Okay, right there. That's extra metal. Okay. Oh, there you go. You can see the nine now. Oh, that's the inside of the 9. I was talking about the bottom of the 9 before. You can see the inside of the 9. Okay. And here you go. You can see the space between the S and the T is too wide. All right. Any place else? Yeah, I mean, is this twisting? Is any of that extra thickness? I'm not sure. Here you can see the line I was talking about before. Look at the O. Oh, there you go. Look at the inside of the O. You see there? Now, is it a clear example of large date over small date? I don't know. I don't know if it's a clear example. But I did. Let's read together what it says, what AI says about spacing between the S and the T, okay? All right, so let's read this together, shall we? All right. An unusually large space between the S and the T in the word trust on a 1960 penny is a known variety resulting from a double die error. While most 1960 pennies are common, a variety with a noticeable spaced model can be valuable to collectors depending on its condition, which this condition is probably high AU. With the spacing error occurred, the 1960 US Mint produced dies with both a large date and a small date. After experiencing issues with the small date version, which again, I think this is the large date, the Mint changed to the large date. However, some dies were impressed with both a small date and a large date, leading to double die errors, which if I remember correctly, the large O with small date, you could really see the small O, which I don't think this is, leading to double die errors. Spaced S and T on some 1960 pennies is a result of this hubbing error, where the model from one die impression is slightly misaligned with the model from a second impression. That I think we have. But there also is that little extra metal on the side, which can it be anything? Can that be a double die variety on the with the extra metal? I'm really not sure. But I did notice the spacing. Anyway, let's keep going. How to identify a valuable 1960 penny with a wide model? To determine if your penny has any valuable variety, check for the following: doubling in the trust with a magnifying glass above Lincoln's head, which I didn't check very well. A prominent separations between the S and the T. All right, let me keep the penny here. And where's it at? Did I put it? Did I move it? Where did I put it? Oh, that's the 64. What did I do with it? Where's the friggin' penny? Okay. So let me look at this while we do that. So let me look at the top of the head. And let me look at his head in general. So I really don't see anything at the top of it. What was the other thing they said? Separation between the S and the T. Oh, that's what I said before. Yes, we've seen that. Other letters, including the E, R, T, Y, may also have signs of doubling. The E, R, T, and Y. Oh, yeah. So the E has separation on the bottom. The R has separation on the bottom. So there is slight separation on the bottom of the ERT and Y. Let me see the Y. Oh, and Liberty. I'm sorry. I was looking at the ER. I was looking at the T. I was looking at the motto. The motto has separation on the E. I can see the line on the bottom of the E and the motto. On the Liberty, I don't know if that's dirt or not, and I don't know if that's twisting or not. Small date. Examine the date to see if there is a shadow or impression of the small date underneath the large date. The most valuable variety, often a small date of a large date type. All right, let me really look close at the date. You want to hear something funny? There's like a bronze. There's like a bronze. It looks like, if you clean something, a copper penny, you can see like the bronziness of it. So I can see like some a bronze shadow, but I doubt that's it. And again, I see that piece of copper on the outside of the 6. And I'm gonna wipe the date a little bit to see if anything comes off, because it looks like on the inside of the O. I want to see if that comes off. Yeah, so that piece of metal on the outside of the 6 stood there, and on the inside of the O, I'm really not seeing anything on the inside of the O, to be honest, except for, like I said, that little discoloration. I don't know if that's a shadow. I don't know if that's a shadow or not. We don't have a mint mark. So I will say again, on the 6 and the 0, there is that change in color on the inside. But again, I don't know if I'm grasping at straws. But the bottom of that E does have separation, very slight. So, all right. So now, can you see the discoloration that I was talking about? And I can see it very clearly through the camera on the inside of the 6. And can you see it to the right on the inside of the 0? I can see it too through the camera. I can see the discoloration there, and I can see the. All right, the my camera is not cooperating right now. There we go. Now, is that the shadow that they're talking about? I don't know. Somebody who knows more than me I'd have to do more research, which I'm not willing to do. But I could see the little. So I did wipe it a little bit, and you could see the little piece of metal on the side. The 6 stood there. The white spacing and the T is there. I told you that there's a slight separation line on the bottom of the E. A lot of the model has very slight separation line at the bottom. Nothing. I don't know if it's mechanical doubling or not. I don't know if this would be considered twisting or notching on the Y and on other parts of the Liberty. Look at the L. I do not see anything. I don't think I see anything on his head. And again, to me, that does look like, I would think that's the large date. It could be wrong. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below, especially if you know anything about the 1960 small and large date, especially if you know anything about the large date over small date, the spacing between the S and the T, and so on. I'm going to put this into the flip as a DDO question mark. I will also put down the little die chip. I guess that's just a little die chip next to the 6, and possible large. It might just be a large date with a die chip. That might be the end of it. Might be worth $1, and that might just be an anomaly. Not an anomaly, excuse me. That might just be the way this die was made with a little bit of space, and it might not be worth anything. Or it could be a valuable variety. I'm not really sure. Please click like and subscribe.